Alfa Romeo, a brand synonymous with pure passion, is one of the few with a unique DNA and sporting record, who survived 2 world wars, gifted the world with the most beautiful cars in history, and founded a small racing stable. Alfa has long been synonymous with the essence of the automobile: beauty, elegance, and technological avant-garde. The great Henry Ford himself said, "When I see an Alfa Romeo, I tip my hat to it." The brand was long a source of national pride in Italy and a global benchmark. Yet beneath its prestige and allure lies a stark contradiction. In over a century of existence, Alfa Romeo has hardly ever known a year of tranquility, and has faced numerous financial difficulties that have led it to change ownership several times, as if fate was against it. On one hand, we have a brand with an impressive heritage and everything it takes to succeed, a strong identity, iconic models, and a fan club of crazies. However, the company is extremely vulnerable and consistently finds itself in trouble. On August 30th, Alfa Romeo organizes the presentation of a new model described as a revolutionary moment. Is this truly the brand's return to the forefront of generalist manufacturers, or will this be another futile attempt? In this video, we'll analyze the strengths and weaknesses of the myth that is Alfa Romeo, a brand that has been declared dead many times yet refuses to die. Alfa Romeo's unparalleled capacity to inspire dreams is inseparable from any discussion about the brand. Despite the brand's reduced range and apparent hibernation in recent years, it remains a significant part of automotive history. Since its inception, the manufacturer has purposefully focused on sports vehicles that excel in competition, particularly the legendary Targa race. Florio, set in Sicily from 1906, particularly with the P28 100 and P3 models, between 1930 and 1935, in early car races, Italian cars were commonly painted red to symbolize Italy. From its inception, Alfa Romeo embraced the tradition of using red as its signature color. The Rosso Alfa, symbolizing the passion in every model, became the brand's first unique identifiable element. On racetracks around the world, another characteristic element that Alfistas know well, of course, is the quadrifoglio symbol, which is still found on modern Alfas. The quadrifoglio was born in 1923, when the unlucky driver Ugo Sivocci, who always finished second, added a green clover on the body of his car. Florio Sivocci, hoping the 4-leaf clover would bring him luck before participating in the Targa, indeed won the race that year. His luck was fleeting. He passed away months later at the Monza Grand Prix trials in a car lacking his lucky emblem. His disappearance led to a symbolic change in the quadrifoglio verde design. Before Monza, the clover was inside a white diamond. Each point on the emblem represented an Alfa Romeo driver. After Sivocci's death, a point was removed, creating the triangular quadrifoglio emblem that persists today. Speaking of triangles, it's the perfect transition to Alfa Romeo's unique element, the Scudetto. As I briefly mentioned in my last video, this is similar to the BMW brand. Alfa Romeo is one of the few manufacturers with a strong identity that makes its vehicles identifiable and different from all others. Alfa Romeo cars instantly stand out on the road with their distinctive triangular grille, reminiscent of the brand's iconic racing cars from the past. The Scudetto's presence on all Alfa models since 1934 demonstrates the brand's strong connection to its past, and creates a visual continuity that helps to reinforce the brand's identity in the public's mind. Alfa Romeo is the mechanics of emotions. Another aspect of their design identity is the nearly systematic use of curves and organic fluid lines. The brand's models often have bulging, sculpted bodywork that gives them a lively and dynamic appearance, even when stationary. Models deviating from this style quickly draw the ire of the Alfistas. It began with the 1935 100 e-tron traction Avant 8105, also known as the 8100. Its curves blended seamlessly with the bodywork, creating an elegant and timeless appearance. We can also mention the 1964 Giulietta Speeder with a very romantic design. The Montreal seamlessly blends a fluid design with an assertive athletic stance. Or consider the Duetto Speeder, which, with its 30 years of career, has become a symbol of classic Italian automotive style. But the pinnacle of Alfa design is undoubtedly reached with the mythical Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale, designed by the legendary Franco Scalio. To me, it's one of the most stunning cars ever made, embodying love at first sight. Even today, its design remains modern, sober, curved and refined, with unique proportions. And particularly in terms of the headlights, which are quite large and give that special look that it almost seems to be flirting with the one who observes it. As another small bonus, albeit almost insignificant compared to the absolute beauty of this marvel, it was the first production car with gull-wing doors. This language embodies the passion and excitement Alfa Romeo has always aimed to express through its vehicles. Visual consistency helps build a strong, recognizable brand image. The Italian brand has not only distinguished itself from competitors, but also set strong beauty standards that have inspired other manufacturers, sometimes several decades later. When I started in car design, I was fascinated by a concept car that marked my generation, the Renault Desire, which was also supposed to represent this idea of love at first sight. The sketches by Yannis Jarcelet, the genius designer of the Desire, suggest that the 33 Stradale is not far off. The fluidity of the design and the emotions conveyed by these curved surfaces obviously remind us of the beautiful Italian. But Alfa Romeo is more than a brand synonymous with absolute beauty, it's also the beauty of mechanics. The company has always innovated and proposed technical improvements, sometimes far ahead of their time, which has caused them some problems. Alfa Romeo's legacy in the automotive industry lies not only in its aesthetic but also in its audacity and willingness to push the limits of what is technically possible. In addition to aerodynamics work, a long-standing concern even early in history. We can start by mentioning the most well-known technical marvel, the famous 5.6 Busso. An engine with exceptional sound, named after engineer Giuseppe Busso. Designed for the Alfa 6 and found in models like the Alfida 156, 147 Speeder, GT and others. This proves the quality of the engine, since a longevity of more than 30 years is truly extraordinary. Unfortunately, it stopped being produced due to Euro 4 anti-pollution standards, and the last V6 Busso was manufactured on December 31st, 2005 was manufactured on December 31st, 2005. Giuseppe, the creator, passed away on January 3rd, 2006 in Ares, north of Milan, where the brand's factory-turned-museum is located. Alfa Romeo beyond the V6 engine which bears his name. Giuseppe Busso contributed to many of Alfa's innovations, particularly developing sophisticated front-wheel drive solutions for the Alfa suit, which were advanced for the time. Alfa Romeo's original sin is pushing innovations to market without always taking the time to properly refine and adjust them. It's partly because of this that it has built a horrible reputation for the reliability of its range. From the 1970s, frequent car breakdowns led to major issues with parts availability, causing the company to lose a tremendous amount of money. The Alfa suit suffered from a bad image. Despite initial success, its triumph was short-lived. The car had major quality problems, with the bodywork rusting within weeks of delivery, sometimes even before leaving the factory. For a long time, a persistent rumor said that Alfa Romeo used poor quality steel bought from the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics and recycled old Russian tanks on the production line. This explained why the cars were falling apart. In reality, it was mainly the assembly in the Pomigliano d'Arco factory that caused all these problems. The majority of the workers were former construction workers who had built the factory. For the most part, they did not have sufficient training to manufacture cars. And beyond all the assembly problems that this caused, the social climate was very tense and strikes were very common. Quality controls were insufficient, and cars would often go unprotected for days between manufacturing and painting. Alfa tried to solve these problems to protect its image, but the damage was done. The reliability issues have affected the entire range, and Alfa has always been synonymous with a car that is difficult to maintain even today. The 80s were catastrophic financially, with a dark story of an alliance with Nissan to release the fake Alfa Romeo Arna. The 1986 races were a complete failure, disappointing all the brand's fans. Alfa Romeo, known for its attractive, innovative and sporty cars, is sold to Fiat after a long period of struggles. The manufacturer faces major financial difficulties due to a lack of customers, embodying the myth of the Femme Fatale. Her alluring looks make her highly desirable, but a relationship with her is very risky. Her alluring body belies a personality that leads to financial ruin or insanity. I've wanted an Alfa all my adult life, but I've always been afraid of their reputation. After owning 24 cars from 10 brands, I finally took the plunge. After driving my Giulia for 0 miles, I can honestly say it's one of my all-time favorite daily drivers. It has almost the comfort of my Mercedes and better fuel consumption than any of my Japanese cars of the same class. It's prettier than my Jaguars and so far at least as reliable as my Lexus or Toyota. The driving experience reminds me of the Porsches I've had, and it's a great car, which triggers smiles and thumbs up from all the enthusiasts I meet on the road. It's crazy to think that an inanimate object can bring such joy. The commute to the office, usually so boring, instantly becomes exciting in this car, a thrilling journey that awakens all the senses. While making this video, I was surprised by the hundreds of messages like this one on the Alfa community forums. The owners may not be entirely objective. It appears that there's a stark contrast between the worlds of Alfa owners, who experience the brand daily, and the terrible reputation the company has had with the public for years. Stellantis, the owner of Alfa Romeo, recognizes that the brand's long-standing poor reputation hinders its growth. So they are going all out on the Giulia, the Stelvio, and the recent Tonal to correct this image as quickly as possible. And finally, to erase the bad press that has surrounded Alfa since 1970. Recent reliability studies show the Italian brand is performing fairly well, as demonstrated by the results of a driver power survey for the Auto Express site. In 2020, Alfa Romeo ranked 9th out of 30 manufacturers for overall owner satisfaction. With a score of 89.84%, Lexus was less than 1% behind the first place. Alfa ranked 8th out of 30 for reliability, with a 93% score. And the brand's German rivals were much further down the list. Last year, What Car magazine surveyed 14,000 car owners and asked them to share their experiences with vehicle defects. The defects were categorized into 14 groups, such as battery, bodywork, brakes, engine, exhaust, gearbox, and interior. For each breakdown category, car owners provided the vehicle's downtime, total repair cost, and whether the manufacturer's warranty covered it. Once the data was compiled, each vehicle then received an overall reliability rating and was ranked against competing brands. The survey ranked Alfa Romeo 5th in overall reliability out of 32 manufacturers, outperforming brands known for reliability like Honda and Subaru, as well as luxury marques such as Audi, Porsche, BMW, and Mercedes. Not bad, right? Restoring its reputation is key for this legendary brand to consider a comeback to the forefront. As mentioned in the introduction, Alfa Romeo will unveil a new model on August 30th during the week of the Monza Grand Prix. The presentation's timing and teasing about a dream model suggest we can expect something very sporty. Jean-Philippe Imparato, the new boss of the brand, expressed pride in developing a product that could be displayed alongside the 8100 at the Aries Museum. Our contribution to Alfa Romeo's history may be one of their last thermal models. The centenary brand will be the first Stellantis Group brand to transition to a fully electric range by 2027. Despite the circumstances, Alfa Romeo's management remains optimistic and asserts that this does not mark the end of their sports car production. Imparato announced that Alfa's electric models will have technical features and performance aligned with expectations for the 112-year-old brand. The very first model, Quadrifoglio 100% electric from Alfa, should be launched in 2025, and the brand outright announces that it will have performance at the level of supercars. So, will this electrification strategy succeed and lead to a bright future? For this legendary brand, which has always overcome trials through passion, the future will reveal what's next. We have now far exceeded 20,000 subscribers on this channel, and I really want to warmly thank you because it's huge. So, it may not be huge on the scale of YouTube, but I would much rather have 20,000 super passionate subscribers than a million tired ones. For those who have been following me from the start, I thought we could get to know each other better in an upcoming video. So, if you have any questions for me about my journey, what I think about certain topics, etc., put them in the comments. And we will make a little frequently asked questions video together to exchange, and so you can discover what's behind the channel and the upcoming projects. Thank you all for watching this video, and see you next time.